The book's investigation uncovering questions about how a charter school with links to a notorious polygamous group spends your money.
Chris Jones and the Beyond the Books team spent weeks looking into this story. Chris?
Well, our investigation found links to Vanguard Academy and the Kingston Polygamous Group. The links raise questions about how the school spends tax dollars.
That was something else that was weird to me.
This former Vanguard Academy staffer who asked not to be identified says every day at the West Valley City Charter School was stranger than the day before.
I noticed everyone was very similar.
From the oddly close-knit student body and staff,
The other teachers, all the kids.
to the underage girl she discovered was already living with a man, and although only a teen, hinted that she was pregnant.
I had one student who was married. She was 16. She stopped coming to school after December.
This teacher says she felt different from everyone, and then a colleague explained why.
He just said, I think his exact words were, you know this is run by polygamists, right?
Beyond the Books research reveals Vanguard Academy's student body is made up of a small number of families, most prominent among them, the Kingstons. The Kingston name is tied to the powerful and secretive Utah polygamous group known as the Order. Beyond the Books obtained a yearbook from the school's inaugural year. Of the 200 students, 44 or 22% of them were Kingstons. Beyond the Books also discovered that at least 5 of Vanguard's 8 board members and 4 teachers have links to the Kingston polygamous family.
Because it seems like it was a family-run school.
Family run or not, charter schools still use taxpayer dollars and must follow all state and federal civil rights laws. Since 2017, Vanguard has received nearly $17 million in taxpayer money. Vanguard says they do not deliberately exclude any students. And they use a state-approved lottery system that selects applicants who have applied to the school. The lottery does, however, give preference to the children of the school's founders, school board members, and siblings of those kids who are already enrolled.
So this is a difficult question.
We broached the subject with the school's director, Suzanne Owen.
There is a large polygamist population at the school, and that is the reason that so many of the siblings sort of crowd out other minorities and other white students from attending your school.
Vanguard is a public charter school. We do not have an affiliation with any other kind of religious or belief system.
It's 22% of the student population being from one surname. Is that just a coincidence?
Honestly, I haven't looked at the data in that way.
It doesn't take a data scientist to realize that there is one surname that sort of appears on the rolls a little bit more than others, correct?
We don't discriminate.
But questions about Vanguard do not stop with its students. Beyond the Books decided to look into the companies the school has hired to provide everything from paper copies to meals. We found that unraveling the web of businesses connected to the Kingston Group to be almost impossible. But then we got a break. We uncovered this 2003 lawsuit against the family. In it, it names 200 Kingston family members and the businesses they run. From this lawsuit and the help of former Kingston Group member Jeremy Tucker, we identified more than half a dozen companies associated with the Kingstons. These companies have been paid more than $1.6 million by the school over the years. But 2 Kingston-linked companies have reaped the biggest rewards. AAA Security has received more than $250,000 from Vanguard in the last 5 years. And Premier Catering, a company that was established just a year after the school, has received $1.2 million since 2016 to serve lunch to Vanguard's 450 students. Owen says the school has followed the state's required purchasing rules, also known as a request for proposal, or RFP.
One of the companies that provides your food service is a company that is associated with the Kingston family.
We do follow the RFP and all procurement procedures.
And so it had nothing to do with the people who owned the catering company?
No, we set up the guidelines in our RFP, what we expected to feed our children healthy, high-quality meals.
Beyond the Books, through a public records request, asked for all of Vanguard's documents surrounding how they picked these companies. The school has yet to send us that information.
Part of what I thought of
Tonight, for this former Vanguard staffer, as a taxpayer, the questionable spending by Vanguard concerns her. But as a parent, what worries her even more is fear that some students have been turned away.
It's just anybody outside of their group. Like, if I wanted to apply my kid to go there, I don't think they would get in.
Now, in addition to using companies linked to the Kingstons, since 2019, Vanguard has paid nearly $2 million in rent to its landlord, a private school called Ensign Learning Center, a company also with links to the Kingston Group. Coming up tomorrow, we take a look at the racial breakdown of the students who attend that school. It's in West Valley City, but they have virtually 0 students of color there. Guys, back to you.
Well, Chris, people watching from home are probably thinking these links are interesting, but on the surface, it doesn't look like the school's actually breaking any laws.
Well, look at it this way. 24% or $4 million of Vanguard's $17 million budget over the last 5 years has gone to companies with links to polygamy. We think that that is a legitimate question to raise. Guys, back to you.